What is going on, Wolfpack? This is your boy Leo here. I am exhausted from moving, so sorry if the table looks like a mess. I'm kind of been still trying to play Gundam in between the moves, but yeah, GD05 just got done releasing. I hope everybody had a phenomenal time at the releases and had a good time, because again, a lot of people are starting to try to get a hold of the product and being ridiculous with it. If you have not seen the first anniversary release pre-order that went live, depending on when this video went out, today is the 27th, if I recall. So yeah, it's been a challenge trying to get a hold of it, but luckily Bandai is doing multiple waves, not just a one and done wave like they've done in the past. So hopefully everybody was able to get one. If not, keep an ear out. If not, also make sure you're in our Discord. I do posts when things like that go live to the best of my ability. I do everybody. I want everybody to be available for the product when and where. Try not to do any gatekeeping, because everybody deserves to be able to get things they like. Especially with me, the set's coming out with a Gundam Wing Overflowing Affection, and as well as another alt art for Wing Zero that I actually really do like. So hopefully everybody was able to snag theirs, yeah, but I was able to get some, not a lot of the things I wanted out of GD05. Shout out to Yenmorn and Iron and Texas Lobo. If you guys watch this video, big thanks for helping me get what I do have as of right now, as well as Mr. Spice and Tiger Tink. They've helped me hunt down stuff. It's just with the move, it's been rather difficult to make some payments for some of the cards. So you'll kind of see what I'm missing, what I don't have, especially the SP arts. But I did get to play on Sunday with a prior version of this deck. I did make changes since that Sunday that I feel comfortable and confident in. When I get back after a trip this week, I'm going to be playtesting this again, because I think we should be having our... Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. We should be having our new types available soon, starting in a week or two. So yeah, hopefully y'all do really good on that. But as always, I'm playing a white-green version of Wing. Wing fanboy till I die. So if you see me, you definitely know what I run a majority of the time. But we're going to try and break into this. And again, I do apologize about the quality. The lighting in my current space isn't the best with the move, but I did want to go ahead and get everybody a profile of what I'm running and what my thoughts were, because the tech-ins were the swap outs and swap ins, and the swap back outs were kind of odd. So let's go ahead and move some of this. So we're going to start off with 2 Rick Diaz. I'm running the tournament arts. Sorry, again, I'm going to bring this up. But I'm running 2 Rick Diaz. I am running 2 flats. As I like to call it, drop a hug. And then 4 of our favorite. If you run blockers, you definitely run Lefrith. If you hate blockers, you definitely hate Lefrith. But it's a very good 3-2 cost, 2-4. And the fact that I can run 6 of it is nice. Try not to abuse blockers like aggro abused weenies, but we'll kind of go from there. So this is actually coming up to one of the edits I already made. Originally, I was running 3 of the Gundam Heavy Arms from GD02. It's a really nice search, because on deploy, you get to look at the top card of your deck. You get to either choose to keep it at the top or bottom deck it. And that's great, because you get to have the availability to know what you're going to draw next turn and see if it's benefiting your current hand. Not only that, it's a link as an Operation Meteor trait. All the pilots we now run are Operation Meteor trait, because that was also a change that we're going to be talking about. So I decided to run 4 of these, because this is going to go in line with being able to mitigate what I am drawing. And then especially, with Overflowing Affection being a card, there's been plenty of times where I deploy Heavy Arms, I see the top card of my deck, I know it's going to be great and I want it, ready and available and I don't want to have to wait to draw, play Overflowing Affection, draw into it, toss something I don't need. Really crazy combo. I was thinking about bringing Silver Bullet up to 4, but I'm not wanting to be blocker heavy anymore. Like, I know sometimes it's needed, but we have a lot of good tech that came out with GD05 that allows you to be offensive. There's still things I'm looking at and maybe gonna swap out for, so that way I'm just gonna play a form of aggressive, like with Noin's Toros. I think it's Noin's Torres. I'm sorry. I have it right here. Yes. Noin's Toros. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. But, you know, this is a 2/2 with linkable trait for Preventer trait or Lucrez Noin. And it's a 2/2/3/1, but on destroyed, draw 1, then discard 1. Again, more draw power, especially if you decide to run something like a Wind Against Fate, which is Zex Marquise. It's a 1/2 command pilot, and then it acts like a unforeseen incident, but for level 5 or higher when a unit is battling. So it can be dual purpose, but the only downside, again, this is a level 5 cost action. So some food for thought, but Silver Bullet's been great because, again, it can't be pinged. So it just sits there and they have to be able to deal 4 damage. And they can't stack the ping to kill it, which is great. It does insta-die to Giant Killing though, so Giant Killing's making a comeback in some areas. We are running 4 strikes still. Even though I'm not running its pilot, it's really great because pretty much everything I slap onto it makes it just about a 6/5, and then I still get the compulse and I have an active blocker. So it's still one of the best blockers because you get to target something to send back that it has 4 or less HP, so long as it's paired with a level 4 or higher pilot, which just about every pilot you run is level 4 or higher. Very rarely is it not. And then we are running 4 of our favorite wings. Still, one of these days I'll get my other LR plus. One of these days. I get very picky with the wing art, so people laugh at me when I say that. I'm not here to bling it out. I'm here to like the art that I'm playing in it, but I do want it shiny. But I did like the LR plus because of the green background. Sometimes I do miss the cinematic background for the standard, but you know, I digress. But 4 wings. It's great by itself. It's a 4/5 with Breach 5, can target active level 4 or lower units, and when you pair it with either of the new heroes, it's then a link. The only difference is it doesn't become a 7/7, if I recall, for the math. Again, a little tired, but it's fine because that brings us to our next card. Again, I was able to get 2 out of the 3 I'm choosing to run out of the playset of 4 that I was hoping to be able to get. Everybody else seemed to pull one of these arts except me. I definitely pulled plenty of the irregular art, but none of the LR plus. Was hoping to just pull one just to feel good about myself, but I chose 3. It's a 6/5. It's a level 6 5 cost, and it is a 5/4. Deals suppression natively, so again, doesn't need a link or a pair. And without a link or a pair on attack, you get to choose 1 enemy rested. That's on attack. So if they've only got 1 blocker, you get to choose what you're resting, and then they could choose to block it. And it's a 5/4. It's by itself is really a solid. It's just a solid card, you know. I was able to get off a combo where someone did only have 1 blocker. I rested it. I dealt suppression, and then I had link in hand. So, because it was the last 2 shields. Really great. On to the last bit of our units. I dropped 0 down to 3. Aggro is no longer a thing. As good as Wing 0 is, because it deals damage to all level 5 or lower units, and it has high maneuver, I don't need a board clear or a board pinger anymore. So having something to be able to just drop and swing with is nice. If I do get the availability for its ping, great. But I don't think he needs to be at 4 anymore, personally. And, you know, that could change. The format's going to go through a lot of different things right now. I know some people are settling on like League Militia. Some people are settling on the MF deck, and there's 2 variations of that. Yanmorn actually topped with his with the MF deck he threw together. We'll hopefully have a video up on that fairly soon. He's been under the weather. He's been helping me move, and unfortunately, he just, you know, wasn't able to get the deck profile. So normally these are supposed to be last, but that's fine. We'll go over this. So this actually is a pretty good intermission to talk about this. So originally I had changed these out. I was running 5 bases. I had taken out Underground Base, which is a 2/1 level 6 health base for 3 of the Presidential Office. Now, Presidential Office is great, but it's super situational. It's a 2/1 cost. When destroyed, again, I do apologize for the quality right now, but it's a 2/1 cost. On destroyed, you may exile this card from your trash. I'm sorry, let me go ahead and reiterate. You may exile this card in your trash from the game. If you do, you may deploy 1 base card with Presidential Office and this card name from your hand. So you have to have one of these locked and loaded for when you have one already out and play destroyed. Because it's a destroyed effect, not a win. So basically, the moment it gets destroyed, if you don't have one in hand to immediately activate the effect, that graveyard effect is null and void. I've gotten it off a couple times, but again, like, the whole goal is not to try and keep that in your hand. You know, it's just, it's not bad. It's super situational. It may work for some. I didn't really care for it. It kind of clogged, and really actually butthurt we didn't get the Serpents as a unit, but that's a different story. So I did switch back to 2 Underground Bases and 2 Piece of Millions. I've seen where people are just running 4 Piece of Millions. I get why. I like having some early game hand fixers still, because again, being able to control your draws or pull stuff out of your base to fix an early hand is still really nice. But to each their own. This may again change. We'll see. On to the pilots. So I had the ratio a little weird by accident, but that's because I was a little excited for the additional heroes. So I was running 3 Ketra. I bumped it to 4. I did take out Duo and Kira. Ketra, there are some people that aren't even aware that he's basically a white armoro. He's a level 4, 1 cost, gives a +2 and a +1 to health. G-Team and Operation Meteor. So again, a link for heavy arms. So then I can make heavy arms a 5/5, and I get to rest somebody when Ketra pairs with any unit, you get to choose one unit that is level 5 or lower and rest it. That is wild, especially like if you've had Wing 0 in the Swaltz out for a turn, you can pair it, rest something, attack, rest another thing, and then depending on what you have on your board, just go ham. So that's kind of a crazy opportunity if you ask me. But I'm running 4 of that, and then next is the green Hito. I want to be able to get the SP art. I really love the SP art. It really hits home, especially since Wing is so close to a very dark time in my life. You know, just it helped me get through some tough times, just like Sonic the Hedgehog did. So, but I digress. But I at least do have the box arts, so that's really nice. But I hope in due time I can get myself the SP arts, because it really does hit home. But we're running 4 of those, and he kind of speaks for himself. I mean, he's going to be a +3/+2 to any link unit he goes to. So heavy arms becomes a 6/6, and yeah, it should be a 6/6 if I did my math right. Your wing is a 7/7. Excuse me, sorry. And then with 0, it becomes a 7-6, if I recall. Or an 8-7. I'd have to math. It's a 5-4. Yeah, it's a 5-4, so it should be a 7-6. It's a 7-6. So, I mean, just... And then even on Wing 0, the GD01 Wing 0, you know, making him a 9-8 or an 8-7 or something like that. Great. It's phenomenal. Now, the new hero, I only wanted to run 2 of him. Not because it's the only... I have 3. Shout out to Tiger Tink and Spice. They helped me trade for it. And... but I'm only going to be running 2 right now. And again, that's just because, again, it's nice to have multiple heroes for the 3 different units that he links with. But this one isn't as detrimental when it's with its effect. Like, it's great if it pops off, but right now with the deck setup, it's not as good as I want it to be. But it can still help out because, you know, if you're able to deal... when this unit destroys an enemy shield area card, so again, it's not a link, not a pair, it's just whatever unit it's equipped with, destroys an enemy shield area card with damage. Now keep that in mind, that's damage. It doesn't specifically state effect damage or anything. So with Breach, you do get this effect. If Breach goes through, you get the -2, the -2 AP to a unit this turn. But you, when you destroy an enemy shield area card with damage, choose one enemy unit. It gets -2 AP for this turn. That's pretty crazy in itself as well, because like if they choose, if you do have it on Wing 0 and you get the suppression off, you're taking 2 shields and then you're arresting something and minusing 2 for it for the turn. So if there's a problem on the full board, you are arresting it and minusing 2 to its attack. So you're either going to be able to crash into it or with whatever you have, if you have your board set up right, or it's going to be one of those things. But there's a lot of cards that are resting in this format, so we're going from aggro to who's gonna rest people first. But moving on to other commands, I have finally gotten away from Graceful Demeanor. I'm gonna miss it dearly because it's still great for a lot of blocker cards, but what's the point of sending back blockers if they're just gonna be able to deploy it again? And that can be said, you know, well, what if you can go for game if you had a Graceful? Again, situational now. Aggro is not a thing. I do not have to play 3 Graceful Demeanors. That thing was definitely glued to my hand, as Boku would say anytime he played against me. I would have 1 to 2 Graceful Demeanors. So, love the card, but right now it's just, I don't see it being a need. You know, I don't need 4 zeros and I don't need the 3 Gracefuls. So I'm opting in for a 3 unforeseen incident right now. My goal is to protect my units, or at least mitigate the damage as much as possible. Being able to -3 to a unit is very important. And the reason is, if you think about it, Wing 0 in this waltz isn't gonna live that long. It's gonna get hit very quickly. People don't want someone to have suppression and an attack unit, so that thing is gonna go poof really quickly. And then the last 4 cards I'm running are Overflowing, which, you know, March isn't gonna be here quick enough for me mentally. Finally getting wing art for this for the first anniversary pre-order set. So again, hopefully everybody was able to get theirs. I've got some stuff in the works to be able to get my play sets. So really happy. Shout out to my community and my locals and everybody that's helping me with my wing addiction when and where they can. But Overflowing Affection, like I talked about, if you have Heavy Arms in hand and you have the cost to drop it, see if you're going to keep the top card of your deck or not, then you could go ahead and Overflowing into it to be able to discard a card. Or again, you know, even if you don't decide to keep that top deck and you bottom deck it, then you can go into the next 2 cards trying to dig. It's one of those things where it's really nice to be able to try to set up your hand. There are times where, you know, it's a bust. You don't pull what you want and you have to get rid of something you need. But I think Overflowing is good at 4. I've had it at 3 and that worked super phenomenal too. But, you know, give me your food for thoughts on what commands you guys are running. But that's what I'm currently running. Now, to talk about some of the stuff I was running on Saturday, bringing out the link rares, I was running, I think, 3, if not 4 of the Gundam Sandrock Custom E Endless Waltz. And my mistake was realizing that in order to get its attack effect, you need a G-Team or a Preventer unit in play. Technically, the only G-Team unit I had was the Wing Zero EW. I did get the setup, but like, you know, having a way to turn to get it off was kind of but that's where, again, you know, if you run some Preventer cards, like, you know, swap out some of your commands for the a Wind Against Fires, which is also a Zex, and he's a Preventer. And then you can pair that with Noin's Torres. That'll give you a 4/3 unit. It's a Preventer trait, and you could then pair this by turn 4. Because, I mean, if you think realistically, if you get 2 of these in your opening hand, you're set, because then you have a drop, keep it, you know, drop 2 of them. Because if you only drop 1, it's going to be rough. Technically, you can run the Leo, which was misprinted because it was advertised as Hudo's Leo in the early showing. But, you know, these are both G-Team Preventer, which is funny because it's G-Team. So I think they did mess that up, but that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. But this could be your early game hand that you'd be looking for instead of blockers. So you'd be looking for your 2/1 and your 2/2 costs, and then your Preventer Wind to be able to pair it just for an immediate swing. Because well, I'm sorry, you can't, because it's a level 5. But, you know, having 2 of these on board, and then you hit level 4, and if you have a Sandrock with a Ketra, you know, being able to start attacking -2, and then you immediately rest something, you can crash this, or you can -2 to it, however you play it. Noin's not necessarily a bad card either if you've used her. I'll say right now that it definitely, I don't have one on here because I wasn't looking at it. I was looking at Tallgeese 3 as an option too, but again, a level 5 3 cost, kind of late game to worry about, especially with the fact that, you know, its effect isn't going to be that detrimental to yourself, because during once per turn during your turn, when this unit destroys an enemy unit with battle damage, choose one of your rested Preventer G-Team link units, set as active. It can't attack during the turn, which is nice because then you can try to pair this with your Endless Waltz Wing Zero, and if you're able to get the combo off, you know, you're going to be able to go ahead and swing, destroy it, unrest it, and then that way they can't swing into it. But it's also a level 5, so setup is very awkward. But I did take the Sandrocks out. I wanted them to be good, but right now I'm still playing around with some stuff. But this is what I've decided to play test next, and kind of see what I feel I'm lacking versus the current setup. So give me your guys' food for thought, and you know, definitely gonna try and get some stuff. I'm not sure if I want to try and go for the SP Relina EX resource. I kind of like this one, but everything in due time. So alrighty, well, with that being said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, join the Discord. Also, we do have a 10% discount for GemTech if you guys are looking for GemTech products. Don't forget to check out our link at the bottom, and I'll check with y'all in the Discord. See you when I'm able to go live again. Later.